Quick Friday video. We got our rear end back from the driveline guy. So we've got a, was it a 355, I think. Posi rear end in it. All new guts, all new bearings. Our axles were good. We were able to use them. We were going to do a C-clip elimination axle, but, and this is something to take note, if you're doing the wilwood brake thing, when you do this setup, you can no longer use the other style of retainer for the axles. For 480 horse out of the LS3 we're using, my driveline guy said this is fine. We'll go to stronger gears, whatever they put inside, and it's a posi, so we're set. Our axles were in great shape. There was no issues there. So there's all new bearings, all new everything. He checked everything out, and everything was really, really good. And we were surprised because, you know, normally when you say do what you got to do, well, your axles were whatever and we don't reuse them. But in this case, these axles, for whatever reason, he said they're true, they're straight, they're round, they're balanced, they're good. So we were happy with that because we were willing to spend the money and he said no. So anyway, we won't complain about that. But yeah, the wilwood, if you're doing this with the discs, we got the 6 pistons on the front. Once you have this bolted on, it's one or the other. You can't do both. Now, that's not to say maybe if I knew this ahead, we could have asked wilwood if they had a different setup to accommodate that. But we went ahead with it because he said this is more than enough for the power we're running. This is the car. So that's the A-arms. I gotta say, those bottom A-arms, man, that's like artwork, and so are those shocks. They're beautiful. We're running the Flaming River steering setup. So they basically make this really cool bracket that bolts into the steering box holes and the idler arm holes. And that's it. And then they basically clamp their rack right to it. We're also gonna go with a Flaming River steering column. So now that the rear end is painted, in the next day or two, my buddy will come over and we'll throw the axle back in here. And we'll just put the towers on the axle. They bolt to the lowers. The ones dangling from the top, that's your anti-roll bar. And then the top ones we'll just have to put back in. I took them right out. They're sitting in there. So those towers, basically, they're perched. They go on the spring purchases and go down to the ground. Inside there is where the link goes, and on this pin here, that's where your shock goes, and then it goes up into the saddle. So it's a pretty good setup. But anyway, we're not doing a long video today. Just was really happy to get that back, got excited, so I thought we'd do a quick video. And I mean, it looked rough because we sent it to 2 different shops, the guy who did the welding for all our pieces and brackets, and then the guy who did the guts. So we figured we'll just send it as is. We put the old nuts on here just to protect the threads. We're going to spin those off. We got brand new ones from Ridetech that go on there for the perches. And they're a nylock. So we'll put those on and torque them and basically put this back together. Anyway, that's enough for Friday night. Everybody have a good weekend. Cheers.